Hi, today's YouTube video we're going to discuss about Java application servers. We know that whenever we are building Java applications, there will be web applications and also backend applications, right? Business logic will be written in the backend applications. So we want to deploy this Java applications into application server, web applications into web server. So the difficult part here is deploying the applications into application servers. So how do we do that? In the market there are many application servers, but uh, for specifically Java, some of the application servers are very good because when we want to deploy enterprise level applications, it is very important to make sure that we uh, deploy the application in the some powerful and robust and standard application server. You can see here, I'm going to explain a couple of application servers and their significance, how we are going to use them in the real time market. You can see, first thing is the Apache Tomcat. Apache Tomcat server is it is a open source and lightweight server comparing to all other servers, because you can deploy simple web applications or medium web applications into Tomcat, Apache Tomcat. It would be so useful if you want to do some R&D and proof of concept. You want to deploy the applications. As soon as you develop them, you want to deploy them into faster mode and you want to test them, then you can use Apache Tomcat. Apache Tomcat, it is completely open source. You don't need to pay anything. You don't require any administrator as well. Generally the settings and configurations can be handled by the developer itself. You want to deploy any applications, you can deploy. See, in olden days, 90s, and most of the people, they used to develop web pages using JSP, Java server pages. We all know that, and the backend logic will be written by the Java servlets. So they used to deploy these applications to Apache Tomcat. So even nowadays, also in the IT, mostly the developers, if they want to test the applications by deploying it in the Docker, they'll use the Apache Tomcat. If they want to deploy web applications, they want to test it and they need a Apache Tomcat, they'll use the Apache Tomcat. Okay, Apache Tomcat application server. Second thing is, you see here, Wildfly. Wildfly, I think it was recently renamed Wildfly, but if you look at the 2000 years, I know it was called as a JBoss. So JBoss server is, no, it is a kind of open source server. Again, it is a open source server. It supports the enterprise applications. Okay, it is a Jakarta Enterprise Edition application server from Red Hat. It is a little bit advanced to Apache Tomcat because it is supporting enterprise applications. Tomcat generally, Apache Tomcat, it won't support enterprise applications mostly. There are no much features and supported things for Apache Tomcat, but if you want a little bit advanced comparing to the Tomcat, you can go for a JBoss or JBoss or Wildfire. You can call it as a Wildfire. See. Other thing is Oracle WebLogic Server. Next thing is, so it is just like a JBoss, but it is vendor is Oracle. The high-end commercial enterprise-grade application server built for security and scalability. As it is mentioned, See, so for some of the servers, you cannot configure the inbuilt security. You take Apache Tomcat JBoss, you will not find much security features there. But you take a WebLogic server, you will have a built-in security and scalability, and you can also deploy enterprise-grade applications there. That is why we call it as an enterprise-grade application server. So you can actually customize the security, you can customize the scalability, you can actually configure the custom-based, rules, scenarios in WebLogic server. Okay, so WebLogic server is almost similar to the JBoss, but it will have a advanced security and scalability feature, and that too, Oracle is providing this WebLogic server. Imagine Oracle, they generally deliver very good products, right? So WebLogic is again a little bit advanced comparing to Tomcat and JBoss. So if you want to deploy enterprise grade applications with security and scalability, you can go for a WebLogic server. Or you want deploy the enterprise application, but you don't need that much scalability and security concerns. So you just want to deploy enterprise application, test it there. You can go for JBoss. Or if you want to just do some R&D stuff and you want to deploy proof of concepts, want to deploy basic web applications, basic jars, wars, you can go for the Apache Tomcat. IBM WebSphere application server, it is the one of the best commercial robust platform designed for demanding enterprise application, frequently used in banking and government. You see here it is clearly mentioned in banking and government application they prefer to use the IBM WebSphere application, and it is the ultimate server, ultimate commercial robust platform designed for demanding enterprise grade applications. Now you'll have all the features. You can actually configure the data sources, security, scalability. You can actually deploy enterprise grade applications, very large applications, complex applications, secure application. You want to secure the applications. When we say the banking applications, they require the security. The highest priority for the banking application is the security. How securely you can deploy the applications, how secure is the application in your server. So these are the primary expectations for the banking applications as well as the government applications as well. That is why if you see most of the government or banking applications, they will have the WebSphere as their backend server. They'll deploy their Java enterprise applications into the WebSphere. They will configure multiple data sources. They can actually configure the memory handling, garbage collections. Okay, they can actually customize the many things the WebSphere applications. As I told you, WebSphere is the ultimate commercial, robust platform designed for demanding enterprise applications. Okay, this is the ultimate application server, heavyweight. It is a heavyweight application server. When you are going to use a WebSphere, you need to have compulsory administrators. Otherwise, it would be very difficult. You need to have a separate administration department to handle the WebSphere application server. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for you to handle the application server. Whereas if you take Tomcat, JBoss, WebLogic, developers can handle that. They don't need to have a specific administration knowledge of the servers. But if you are going for the WebSphere, it is mandatory and compulsory to have a administrator, specialized administrator with respect to WebSphere server. Okay, so this is about the some IBM WebSphere, and we have an open source implementation of Glassfish is also another server. Microsoft IIS, Internet Information Server, specifically ASP.NET related applications. They'll be deployed into Microsoft IIS servers. I'm not very familiar with this because I work for Java programming language. So Pyaras are a modern web source Java servers designed for the cloud native applications, microservices. So many servers are coming to the picture. You see here, unlike web servers like Nginx, Apache, HTTP server that primarily deliver the static content, application server process the complex, dynamic, and transactional data. You see, I told you there are two kinds of servers. One is a web server, other type of server is application server. Web servers are generally we will deploy the static content, HTML files, static files, video files, text files, image, videos, content. We whatever the static content that is going to be displayed on the website, those kind of files they will be deployed in the web servers. But application server, that will handle the actual business logic. Let's say you are taking a banking application and you want to handle the logic like deposits, withdrawal, loans, credits, summary, and you want to handle notifications, you want to handle all the business modules of the banking system, how the complex how the business logic is going to be implemented. Generally we will implement that in the backend code using a Java, the main logic, the complex logic, the dynamic nature of the coding, right? So, transactional data. What do you mean by transaction? Is nothing but whenever you are going to um, withdraw a money, you need when you withdraw money, some part of money. So we will subtract that money from the actual balance, actual amount, and the remaining is the balance, right? So there will be a logic, and when you do that, the respective logic will get executed and the data in the database it will get updated, all the tables and related to the database schema, all the tables, all the data, all the child classes, they will get updated. If something is deleted, right, the cascading will occur and the respective child tables data will also be deleted. Transactional data is make sure that all the data would be processed all at once, or it will not be done at all. Either it should be atomic or should never be happen at otherwise. If in the middle, if something happens, let's say if any inconsistency occur, then we don't call it as a transactional proper transaction happen. When we say the proper transaction happened, whenever you withdraw some money, there should be accurate data update should happen. The data should be updated properly. The withdrawn money should be subtracted from the actual amount and the balance should be updated there. After withdrawing your money, if the balance is not updated, then we say the transaction is not happened properly. Maybe the transaction is not updated. The data will go for inconsistent and it will result a lot of ambiguity, confusion, right? It is very danger for the banking application. So transaction handling transactional data is very important. So that is why all these application server they will process these complex dynamic and transactional data. Getting it right? So you see Microsoft Internet Information Servers, a versatile web server that often functions as application server for ASP.NET applications, right? You see here, uh, .NET applications mostly, most of the components for .NET applications they are predefined. Now there will be inbuilt components. Let's say you want a button, you want a tabular pan, and you want a menus list. Everything you can find with the .NET application. Even the backend logic also will be handled very smoothly. .NET It was very simple comparing to Java applications, because using a Java, the developer will have the uh, ability to customize any complex logic, ability to write any underlining logic from the ground, from the scratch. Developers can write and can modify the things. But with the ASP.NET, because most of the things are predefined. If you want to build an applications in a faster way, you can go ahead with the ASP.NET, but you need to deploy that in the respective Microsoft IaaS servers, as I told you, right? So, uh, you see, that is more of a native to Microsoft. Microsoft applications, if you, but Java is different. You build a Java and you can run that anywhere in any platform, right? You can deploy that in the Linux server, you can deploy in the Windows servers, you can, you can do that. Java is a very good platform independent, you know it is object oriented and platform independent. I hope you understood this logic and the concept, and thank you for listening.